Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. So, welcome back to another race. Well, technically, two races today. Donington Park VRS Series, Sprint Series. I've just had two of my best races of all time. Um, Not overly spectacular, however, definitely very good by my standards. And the iRating definitely gets a substantial jump after these two races. So what I'm going to roll on is I'm going to show you the clips and moments. I'll talk you through some of them, or all of them probably. And yeah, let's get to the roll to the start, and we'll take it from there. So as you can see here, we have qualified in P2, but the problem is that I'm not used to being at the front. Just not used to it. Usually a mid-pack, back-pack, that type of thing. So I get an absolutely awful start here, as you will notice. Safety car drives in, my P1 just goes for it, P3 goes for it, and yeah, it's, it's an unfortunate event. However, we managed to hold on to P4. We've only dropped 2 positions, everybody's tight, it's first lap. Nobody's going to be any on the wiser. So as you can see, somebody spoils my line and I end up losing another place with another car in my rear. Very difficult to kind of gauge these things at this moment, so you've got to be kind of safe with what you're doing, but at the same time not overly cautious, because that's how you can get yourself into some real bad trouble. Whether somebody going into the back of you or just your drive being wrong and you end up spinning out. So coming through the again, so here is our coming up our first overtaking point that we can hopefully get a good move. Looking to the right, and that Mr. Teletubby brakes quite early, leaves the door open, which I will gladly walk through. And there we are, back up into P4 and raring to go. So here we are, lap number 2, and we're about to have our next casualty. If you just look ahead, you can see P2 going off and making an appointment with Barry R. Not a good day for them. I would imagine quite a bit of damage on there. So here we are in P3, and certainly holding our own with the BMW in second place, and the Ferrari up there in P1. So skipping ahead here to lap 6, we have been hounding this BMW for quite a time. However, he leaves a bit of the door open to allow us in the inside. Give it a pay and respect, give plenty of room, which was fantastic. However,
it's now 28 Celsius.
He once again leaves the door open, which I am happy to try and open. And there we have a car just planked in the middle of the track. However, they did keep their foot in the brake and allowed us to just drive past him, both quite safely, keeping the race alive for both myself and Serge in the BMW. So now on lap 8, we have been hounding this BMW since pretty much the beginning of the race, and we get a feeling that this is when Serge is about to have his race fall apart. He goes rather wide and loses the back end, which allows us a window of opportunity to try and pull away, which we do nicely. Let's look at that from Serge's perspective. So as I say, he takes it wide and just locks that back end, losing the back end. Locks off P4 and gets himself back on the road. Moving on to lap 12, you can just see up ahead we have P1 on track and we are hunting them down, furiously trying to catch up and give ourselves a nice win for this. However, as we come around the corner, you see P1 has actually lost it, thus opening the door for our take off the lead. A fantastic, safe drive by ourselves to get us into this position. So all was good up to here at lap 25, where we come up to a back marker. Now, it's not usually what I'm not usually one for complaining. However, by this point, I only had 1x. We had managed to keep a particularly clean race. Now, I thought common sense would have prevailed where they would have gave us room. However, that wasn't the case, not leaving any room. Now, that could have been a disaster as P2 was only 1.8 seconds behind, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So there you have it, folks. The first race, we managed to pick up a lovely win. First one I have had in a very long time. As you can see, so much so I decided to weave across the road. So this is the second race. Welcome to this one. So this is, we managed qualified P13. We've got a strength of field 1.7. Again, 40 minutes around Donington. Starting to get quite comfortable with this race. However, from this position, I was quite worried about the start. You're mid-pack. Okay, you're surrounded by 1.8, 1.89, 1.5k drivers. So, albeit there's a better, you're hoping for a better caliber, you're never 100% sure. So, also, where we're starting from, you're barely round the corner, if even you're round the corner before the start of the race. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to keep it quite tight to the track. However, that's never easy. So that's the green flag, and away we go. You can see pretty clear. You know, we've got a nice bit of ground around us. But keeping an eye up ahead, you can just see a group of them going off. Keeping tight to the right, you can see that we managed to escape it. Okay, taking a bit of a wider view, you can actually see P3 turns into P4, turns into P5, and then it's just an absolute cluster mess. Let's have a look at it from P3's position. As you can see, normal line. I thought they could have been a bit more. They did drift over to the right and left a tad. Turns in, and it's actually P4 that has caused that. Nothing much anybody can do there. So now, after that complete and utter fiasco, we have went up safely from P13 to P5, and there was P4 going off, now giving us the opportunity or the free place for. We were now chasing down Callum O'Neill in P3. Could it be another podium title? I doubt it. Not now that Callum has decided to take an off-road track. So now we're up into P3, and yeah, settling in, hoping for the best, and see how we get on. So for the last 8-9 laps, we have had Owen on our tail. So this is from his perspective. The Porsche just can take the hairpins so much better than what the Audi can, or how I can take the hairpins in the Audi. And on this one, I get a little bit deep, a wee bit hot going in there, and lose quite a bit of ground, thus giving one the opportunity to overtake into turn 1. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, don't fight it, give him the space, let him go, follow him, and see how you get on. The problem is that I am faster through this section. It is really only sector 3 that Owen seems to be faster than me. Or, going by what I could see in the last 9 laps. So we're now on lap 16, and this is how it's been between myself and Owen, who is in P2, I'm in P3, with Warren Williams and Callum O'Neill 1 and 4 respectively. So Owen is going to pit in on this lap. P1 is also pitted on this lap. However, I've got enough fuel to do an extra lap, and we're going to crack on, get this lap in, hopefully have a great fast lap with the low fuel, and give us an opportunity to actually leapfrog Owen into P2. So now it's our turn. Now Callum O'Neill hasn't pitted either, or Alan Rushworth. Then we come for our pit. Get it into
Pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour. 50 meters.
A nice early box for us. There's Callum coming in. So post pit stop, we are now P4, and I have no idea where Jonathan Keeley came from, or Kiley came from. But we're in P4, and we can only hope to do our best. Owen Roberts is behind us. Yeah, we are sitting pretty comfortable at this point. And then all of a sudden, everybody just disappears off track, and boom, reappears. Very scary. I thought we were going to get disconnected there while we were on for a cracking run. So here we are, that's how it kind of stayed, and it was consistency that kept us in this position. Our tyres were starting to wear off quite considerably, grip was starting to really go down. Jonathan was managing to pull ahead just ever so slightly, managed to gap us to about 4 seconds. However, in the rear, Callum O'Neill, we managed, and Owen Roberts are 6 seconds behind. So we managed to gap them about the same, if not a little bit more. So yeah, all round, this was a great race. Flawless, you know, we didn't have any incidents. I think we had 1X for a cut at the chicane, but beyond that, it was clean, it was consistent. Our lap times were pretty good. Not the fastest, however, I think after lap 1 incident at corner 1, I thought consistency was better than pace. And just hopefully other people make the mistakes, which isn't a bad policy in iRacing, because generally you find people push too hard and don't manage to hold it together. However, a P4 and a strength of 1.7k when I just made it to 1.5. However, now that the line is crossed, there's the great weave again for such a great race. Now let's jump over and have a look at the stats. So here we are. This was the first race. We managed to take ourselves up to 1522 from 1400s, 1440 something. So yeah, so we managed to get ourselves up to the 1.5k I rating. Not a lot of safety rating in that one. As I say, after that 4x right at the very end, that kind of stumped that from going anywhere. Yeah, there we go. Little gold trophy. Very chuffed with myself with that one. Up to 1.5. And that best lap time at 27.5. Not the greatest, however, acceptable. And certainly the best for the race. Average lap time 1:29. Again, it's what my standards are. So here you go again. Strength of field 1715. We're only 1.5 at the time. third split. Managed to get a 0.17 safety rating, so that takes us very comfortably in the rank A license. However, there we go. 80 I rating takes us to 1602, which is just phenomenal for us. I have never been this high. Consistency seems to be my key to success. I'm going to hopefully grow on that philosophy and try and make it myself a better racer through consistency. So as you can see, P4, yeah, that was really good. We are 27,665 S lap with an average of 29.72, which is slightly better than the last one. But anyway, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. That was just absolutely fantastic. I super chuffed with myself. Words can't fully express it. Anyway, if you haven't already, like on the chat, like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more races like this. Hopefully more races like this. I can only do my best. And yeah, hopefully see you in the next one. Bye for now, guys and gals.